Hey everyone, have you been searching for a fishing kayak that actually delivers on comfort, storage, and stability without breaking the bank? If you're tired of cramped seats and flimsy storage, you're going to want to see what the Old Town Sportsman BigWater 132 has to offer. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Now, I know what you're thinking, another fishing kayak that promises the world but falls short in real-world use. But this one? It's different. I've spent hours on the water testing it, and honestly, it's one of the most well-thought-out fishing kayaks I've ever used. Let me break it down for you. First off, the size. At 13 feet and 2 inches, this kayak is long enough to track straight in choppy water but still manageable for solo fishing trips. The 425-pound capacity means you can bring all your gear, plus a cooler, a dog, or even a buddy, without worrying about overloading it. I've taken mine out with a full day's worth of tackle, a decent-sized tackle box, and a 5-gallon water jug, and there was still plenty of room to spare. Now, let's talk storage because that's where most fishing kayaks drop the ball. The BigWater 132 has a center console with 2 huge, removable storage compartments. I'm talking cavernous, big enough to fit a tackle bag, a change of clothes, or even a small tackle shop's worth of lures. The hinged lids make it easy to access your gear without having to dig through a tiny hatch. Plus, there are rod tip holders on the side, so you can keep your rod secure while you paddle or fish. I've lost count of how many times I've had to stop and reorganize my gear mid-trip, but with this setup, it's a breeze. Comfort is another big win here. The Element seating system is fully adjustable, and it's honestly one of the most comfortable kayak seats I've ever used. It's got a high back for support, and the padding is thick enough that even after hours on the water, my lower back isn't screaming at me. The non-slip EVA foam deck pads are a game-changer too. They give you solid footing when you're standing up to cast, and they dry quickly if you get wet. I've stood up in this kayak in rough water, and it's way more stable than I expected. No wobbling, no slipping, just solid, confident footing. Another thing I love is the Photic Camo color. It's not just for looks, it actually helps you blend into the water better, which is great if you're fishing pressured waters. I've noticed fish are less spooked by the kayak itself when I'm using this camo pattern, and that's a huge advantage if you're targeting skittish species like bass or trout. Now, let's talk about the downsides because no kayak is perfect. The first thing I noticed is that the kayak is pretty heavy, around 90 pounds, so if you're planning to load it onto a roof rack by yourself, you might need a hand. It's doable, but it's not as light as some of the more expensive carbon fiber kayaks out there. Also, the storage compartments, while huge, aren't waterproof. If you're in rough water and water splashes in, you'll want to make sure your gear is in dry bags. It's a small trade-off for the amount of storage you get, but it's worth mentioning. Overall, though, the Old Town Sportsman BigWater 132 is a fantastic fishing kayak that punches well above its weight. It's stable, comfortable, and packed with features that actually make your fishing trips easier. Whether you're a weekend angler or someone who spends all week on the water, this kayak has everything you need to stay organized and comfortable. If you're in the market for a new fishing kayak, I highly recommend checking out the Old Town Sportsman BigWater 132. The link is below, and if you found this review helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more honest gear reviews. Happy fishing!